back to the channel. Today we're going to be installing some Nilight rock lights on a 21 Cfmoto Zforce 800. We got the Nilight rock lights off of Amazon. We'll put a link in the description. You're going to have to make your own wiring harness for the switch unless you buy a switch with harness. Alright, so first thing you want to do is disconnect the negative side of your battery cable. Move your connections out of the way, and then you're ready to go from there. So I've already installed an external fuse block on this machine. If anyone's interested, I can do a video going over what I did to install the relay and the block. It just makes it easier so you don't have to tie everything back at your battery, and it's accessory powered. Okay, so your top two posts on your switch are your grounds. So you put your jumper cable to each ground, and you'll connect this to the ground. So for your bottom three, the middle is your power in to whatever you're running. The bottom is the power out to what you're running. This bottom right is accessory power to the running light that will light up the word rock lights as soon as you turn on the machine. So if you put your jumper cable from the middle to the bottom right, as soon as you start your machine, the rock light will be lit up, and then when you turn it on, the upper part will light up showing that power is going to it. So these rock lights have a Bluetooth control box. So I'm going to be mounting this on the firewall, probably right here, up underneath the center control. So we're going to need to go ahead and drop this panel. So there's these two bolts to gain access. So right under the firewall where we're going to be mounting the control panel, there's already two holes right here and there. We're going to use those holes to run the wire from each rock light through. So we're going to need to add two more. You'll actually have to enlarge these holes to 27/64, and we'll add one here and one there. Alright, so this is the location I'm deciding to mount the control box. What I'll have to do is mark and drill a hole for each one of these long slots. I'm only going to use 2 bolts. So drill a hole through your firewall. Just don't go too deep when you drill through it. There's not really much behind right here, but don't push it all the way through. So from your control box, take your power and negative wire, run it up underneath there through all your wire harnesses, and pull it out to the switch. Okay, now you want to run a ground wire, so get a spool of 16 gauge wire. Basically we're going to start here and we're going to thread it through into the firewall all the way up to the switch to ground it out. Okay, so now you've ran a power wire from wherever you're going to have your power source out to your switch. Put female connectors on the ends of your power in, power out, and then connect the ground from the control box and your new negative wire to connect them in the same female. If you're not going to run an external fuse box, you need to run an inline fuse. Once you have all your connections made, go ahead and tape them. That way there's no way they can make contact with the other wires or metal. Okay, so now I have my negative and my positive hooked up to the fuse block. I'm running a 10 amp fuse since I'm using 16 gauge wire. For the rear rock lights, we're going to run the wire through a wire loom. The route we're going to end up taking is going to be going up here, and we're going to run it back down here, and basically we'll run it along the inside of this rocker panel all the way to the front. We'll come out about in here, come up and over, and run it over to the firewall. To get through on the driver side, most likely you're going to need to push a wire through to help thread the wire. On the passenger side, it's going to be a lot easier because you can pull the seat out and get access right there by the fuel filter. So now I ran all the wires to the front where the control box is. So the idea here is you can leave these free hanging so you can connect your power, turn them on to see what position you're going to want them in. So on the rear, this is where we decided to mount our rock light, just in front of the very front tab. We just drilled holes through the inner part of this fender flare. So on the front, we're going to go with a more front facing mount. So we're going to go towards the nose. You're going to want to jack up the front end so that you can get your drill in there to drill out your holes. So that was our install for rock lights on a 21 Cfmoto 800. If you guys have any questions, let us know down in the comments.
Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.
Thank you.